this Dirthead shed, we're going to talk about the big green car in the background of all these videos. This is my 1956 Mercury. This is a medalist model, which basically means it's the like super broke model, base model. Technology! My day is rough, dude. I was out here working on this bed over here until last night. Didn't get it done. Then I was trying to mess with the Nissan. Rear axle's too wide to fit under the bed. So then I went inside to play like editor guy, and I've been editing like for 10 hours straight. Then my buddy Cameron came over to help me film these videos and fix my internet. Now my internet's broken like completely. So all's good. It's like Sunday night in the Dirthead shed, and it's time to show you my 1956 Mercury. Here we go. There it is. Open the trunk. Yay! So this is like a base model Mercury, and the funny thing here is that I had a really good running driving Mercury Comet 64 4-door, and I was like, I don't want to throw a bunch of money into a 4-door car. I need a coupe. I need something that's like a 2-door hardtop. So I traded that 64 Merc for a 2-door hardtop 65 Galaxy, and then I got that thing home. I lowered it. I put wheels and tires on it. My wife's like, that car looks like it belongs out front of a drug house. We don't want that around here. So I traded the drug house car for this one right here. This is a 56 Mercury Medalist 2-door post, meaning it has a post here instead of a hardtop. Hardtop would have just been glass to glass. But this is a really cool car. I was actually hunting this car down like 4 or 5 years ago when I first moved to Spokane area. And this was like for sale from the original family, original paperwork, original stuff in the trunk, all the like goodies that you want with an old car. It was never messed with at all. It had stock engine, stock transmission, stock everything. It even had the vinyl floor for the carpet area. So I got it and I lowered it. I put big white walls on it, 670 15 Firestones. And I drove it for a little while. This was a really cool cruiser. It was just like slammed like 4 inches in the back, and then I cut the springs in the front and just cruised it. And it was good, but it was like, had a 312Y block in it that was running kind of poor. It was leaking oil like crazy. So I was like, you know what? It's time to build a real car. I got a shop. I've got a place to work on it. I've got time to do it. I'm going to build another cool old custom. So I like went all in. I ripped the engine and transmission out of it. I cut the front frame clip off. Look at this. This is nuts. Oh, come on. All right. I cut the whole front frame clip off at the firewall, like you can see back there, and I grafted in. This whole front frame section is out of a 1990 Toyota pickup. This is kind of a trick that I feel like I may have been on the forefront of as far as doing a Toyota pickup front clip. I helped friends do this probably 10 years ago, and it's really cool. You end up with a good bolt pattern for the wheels. It's like 5 on 4.5 bolt pattern, so you can use normal Ford or Mopar wheels. You end up with power steering, disc brakes, good steering geometry. Like the brake calipers, you can go down to like O'Reilly and pick them up for like $14 each. So it's really cool. This thing is airbagged. It's laid on the ground. It actually smashes the ground. The front clip is narrow enough to where I actually have wheel spacers on it right now, but the wheels are like still tucked in, so like even when it's low, I'll be able to drive it. And then check this out. that's front suspension. That's all pretty much dialed. I can't open the trunk right now, but you can kind of, you can't see squat. If you look in here, there's already a step notch in the back. It's already 4-linked. I've got a forward 8-inch rear end for it out of, I think it's out of a Comet or a Maverick or something. It's got a forward 8-inch in the rear, linked, bagged, all that stuff is done. And what else have I done? Oh, I've got it to where right now the chassis will sit flat on the ground. The thing is like smashed out. And then I was like, that's not low enough, so check this out. You'll notice down here that I've cut almost, I don't know, about 2 inches off the rocker panel, and I've started capping the rocker panels off. And then you can see here there's a piece of tubing that's welded across the frame. So this is welded from the frame rail to the other frame rail, and the idea is that after I get these rockers finished and capped and cut, then I'm going to body drop this car, meaning I'm going to cut the whole floor pan out. I'm going to lower the body down to where the body will rest on this. This will end up being on the floor, which means in the front, this car is going to end up tucking almost to the lug nuts in the front. Like this fender is going to be down here. It's going to be insane. It has a lot of things started, but to finish this thing, essentially I need to get the engine, the transmission mounted. Once those are mounted, then I'll know exactly where like things on the firewall need to be. Then I'm going to lower the body down. So that's when the body drop's going to happen. The rear suspension is started. It's already linked, and the step notch is done in the frame. So like it can physically hit the ground, but I need to build airbag mounts for it and shock mounts. Basically, that'll get the rear end to where it lifts up and down. Then it'll be fuel system, and once that's done, then it's just a matter of wiring it. Wiring will be pretty simple in this rig. It actually still has all the factory wiring, and if I don't do a fuel injection or something, if I just keep it carbureted, I should be able to use all the factory wiring to make this thing run again. Let me show you the engine that I got for it. It's kind of a cool little story. All right. This is the problem with having space. I now have a shop, so I have room to store stuff, and I got kind of too much stuff. Here's the transmission that's going in. This is a Chevy Turbo 350, Hydromatic Turbo 350 or Turbo Hydromatic. Anyways, that's basic 3-speed automatic transmission. I actually bought it from a local hot rod shop. They had it on Marketplace, and it was $300, and they just pulled it out of a running, driving like 69 Camaro. And then this is the engine that's going in it. This is your basic small block Chevy small block Chevy 350. And I bought this engine off of a friend of mine for $250, which I was like, really? Like, it's only $250? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. So I got it home. It has a Edelbrock intake manifold on it. It already had a spread bore carburetor on it. So it has had some work done to it in the past. Check this out. I didn't know we were really getting down to the nuts and bolts of the old Chevy tonight, but this is kind of neat. So this $250 engine already has a $250 intake manifold on it. It's got, wait a second, I thought this thing had roller rockers. Hang on a second. Why did I think this had roller rockers on it? Maybe this side does? I don't know anything about this engine. Let's check this side. I swore it had roller rockers. We're about to find out something tonight here on the Dirthead Shed. What did David buy? Come on out of there. The engine to the left, my left, your right, is actually the stock 312Y block. I'm going to keep that engine around for future project because that thing will look cool if I ever build something that's got no fenders and open hood kind of deal like a hot rod. Come off of there. I don't think this side came off. That one's like smashed under there. Anywho. What in the heck was I thinking? I could have swore I pulled a rocker or a valve cover off of this engine. And it had sweet roll of rockers. Please hold. Standard rocker arms. It's totally fine. I just kind of thought that it had rollers on it. What in the heck was I thinking? It's got a billet timing chain cover. That's pretty cool. Anyways. No, these are rollers. They're just not the billet ones. All right. I'm going to put this back together. Probably go in for the night. Look at the internet. See what it tells me to do and how to build my car. Put the cover back on this, and we will revisit this engine at a later date. Thanks for watching the Dirthead Shed. Sorry I don't really know squat.